Slaptail Squad, assemble.
If you are listening to this, you are a member of the Great Slaptail Nation, my nation. And who am I? I'm the Beaveman, master of the universe, creator of all things great and small, and Lord High Commander of the Great Slaptail Nation Army. And with me today, live from his unit N, is my number 2, the Ronz.
Hey, Beaveman, how's it going?
Not too bad, Ronz. How are you doing?
Getting over a nasty fucking cold. Nearly taking out my voice box here too, as well.
His voice box. He got the voice box. Okay, then. Well, also with us today here in the Beaver Den is the Swan. Say hello, Swan.
Hello, Swan.
Nice job.
Thank you.
You know, the Ronz is looking worse than usual. Now he's playing with his camera.
It's because he's sick.
He's sick. And do you have any questions for Il Ronz, Swan?
Did you test yourself for COVID?
No, I didn't study.
Why is it that you didn't test yourself for COVID exactly?
I just said I didn't study.
You don't have to study for that.
So are you one of those deniers of? Are you a COVID denier, Ronz? You strike me as someone who is a COVID denier.
I have
Sure.
another question.
Yeah.
Did you go to work last night?
Yes, I did.
Sick.
Were you sick before or after you went to work?
No, after. The dry environment really you got to talk over a lot of equipment, a lot of loud equipment. And I noticed at the end of the night, my voice was just going.
Oh, okay. But didn't you just say before we started that you had a nasty cold? So which is it? You have it's a dry environment or you have a cold? Which is it?
A little of both.
But you went to work with a cold.
No. He said he did not.
No, he did.
That is not what he said. He said after work is when he noticed he had a problem with his voice.
But then you just asked him if he had a cold, and he said yes.
That's what he said. Oh my God, Swan. Do you need to rewind what we actually said?
That's okay.
Before we started, Ron said he had a cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That he just got yesterday after work.
You asked him two questions at once.
Okay. Let's put the timeline. Let's put the timeline in.
Back it up. Okay, yes. Put a timeline with it.
Last week I got a cold on the weekend when I got out of work. I had one day off. I took care of it. I'm
sorry. How does one take care of a cold in one day?
Super immune system.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
No, that's not possible.
No. Okay. And?
I took care of it. And then my voice, like I said, dry environment. And I've been doing everything. I'm healthy. It's just the voice is going.
But didn't you just say before we started that you had a nasty cold?
Yes.
Did.
Oh, so when you said that you had a nasty cold,
yes,
you meant previously you had a nasty cold, and right now you don't have a nasty cold.
No,
you just have a hoarse voice from a dry environment.
Yes, I would think so.
Okay, so COVID denier last week when you had a quote cold, did you test for COVID then?
No, I wasn't.
Why is that you didn't test for COVID?
I didn't study for it.
Not funny, Ron. Honestly, seriously, this is what amazes me. Is that people will have these conversations that they think is funny with people who are actual doctors and nurses and stuff. And you think you're hilarious when we ask you if you tested for your COVID and you're like, oh, I didn't study for it. You do know it never went away, right? The numbers are just as high. It's just the government is not telling you guys how many cases there are.
The government would not lie to us.
Oh, no, of course not. Of course not. So why didn't you test for COVID? Let me guess, you diagnosed yourself and you decided that it wasn't possible for you to have it, right? I hear that all the time too. And then I'm like, well, do you have a kit? Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll go test yourself. Oh, it's positive. Oh, how funny. I was not aware that people I didn't know this was Star Trek and you could like wave that little wand over yourself to immediately diagnose yourself.
I wish that could happen. That would be so cool.
That would be cool.
Like for all sorts of illnesses.
Oh, yeah. Then I wouldn't have a job and I would be so cool with it. I could do something else.
Yeah, that would be
live my dream and become a janitor. You know how great it would be to be a janitor? Oh my
No,
God.
B-man, I've been following you online. You've been going to all sorts. Sorry, you've been going to all sorts of comedy
sounded
festivals and
juicy.
everything.
God damn. We're going to have to edit so much of this nastiness out.
Sorry.
This reminds me of that time that did you ever listen to that episode that I'm gonna fuck with JD now.
was like,
Did you ever listen to that episode that JD did where every other word he was like and through his nose, and it was
He's
so
like,
fucking I was dying laughing. It was
I was
fucking
too.
disgusting, but I was dying laughing.
do you know what it reminded me of? It was like someone slurping soup. Like,
Oh, it was so gross. Slurping soup through their nose. That's what it sounded like. Oh man, was it fucking gross. Well, Ron, the good thing is you are excused from our show this weekend. You do not have to attend. As a matter of fact, please do not attend. I do not want to have a super spreader show. Look at him. He's fine, Swan, but he's blowing consistently into some. First, did you see where he wiped his nose on his t-shirt?
he
Why
probably
is this
did.
man on our show?
I did not fucking wipe my
why do
nose
we
on my
have this
t-shirt.
man
It was
on our
worse.
show.
It was worse. He used a hanky, like a freaking bandana that he just shoves in his pocket, and it's all like
Oh, fuck.
gelatinous and snotty.
It's barely the
Jesus
17th
Christ.
century over there
Yeah,
at the
you
Ronz
guys are going to make me
household.
have to be patient zero. What the fuck? I'm a walking dead man anyway, right?
Well, we're all Walking Dead. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but back,
please just keep doing that. Please just go. Please do that
Well,
right in the.
Hey, on a positive note, you won't have to edit out his. You just edit out all of his slurpings.
It's a totally different waveform, though. I'll have to
Mm-hmm.
interpret that waveform so that I know as I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, this is where he made that disgusting wet sound.
oh, there you go.
Well, we might
There
have
you
to
go.
leave it in for the listeners. They might totally enjoy it. I'm so glad that this is not a live podcast with you, Ronz.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
So
And
I've
what's
been
on the-
following you
what's-
online anyway. You've been going to all these comedy festivals. That's your job. That's your dream job.
It's not my dream job to go to them to watch them. I mean, well, that would be cool. Like if we had unlimited funds, if we could just go around the country and around the world watching comedians. Oh, that would be
If anybody
amazing.
wants to sponsor us to do that, that would be great.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, instead of like a personal shopper, we could be personal shopper of comedians for shows.
Yeah, that would be cool.
What an amazing job I just came up with. Oh, I guess
Patent that real quick.
that's talent scout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a talent scout.
Mm. Yeah, but I want to do it as though I'm not just the talent scout, but I'm also the producer of the shows. So I'm making money off the shows. Like I want to be in charge
Like
of
an
all
agent.
that too. No. I want somebody who's independently wealthy to give me millions of dollars to go do this, and just to work for myself.
That sounds good.
It'd be nice if I had some distant relative who decided they were going to leave all their money just to me, and the rest of my family could get bent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including the Swan?
Sure.
Swan is not my blood relative. I don't know. I don't know how things are in your household, but over here, no. But no, we haven't been going to any festivals. I would like to go
Comedy
to a festival.
shows.
I would like to go to a festival though. They got one coming up in Traverse City is it February? January? I don't know.
I don't know.
But a bunch of people, well, not a bunch, but there's quite a few people that we know that are in that festival, that we know of rather. So I'm pretty excited. I would like to go see that. I think it's like 4 days.
That'd be pretty
It
cool.
would be kind of cool. Yeah. But no, Ronz, you are exempt from our show. Please do not come. Of course, by the time this comes out, our show will already be over. And we will be preparing for the next one. So, Ronz, is anybody else in the house sick?
No, just me.
Uh-huh. Well, that's
if
good.
you want to call it that.
Because you're not sick, right? It's just,
No.
What
it's
do
just
you
a dry
call it?
environment. He has dry environment throat.
Oh, that's a thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it is a thing, but I doubt that's what's wrong with him.
Yeah, me too.
Seems like he would have recovered from that already. How many have you been up for? Like a half an hour? How long have we been up?
Yeah, about a half hour, if that. I woke up about 3:30.
Okay. And since you've been up, you've been drinking your fluids.
I just made myself usually I have 2 cups of coffee in the morning, but I didn't want to really caffeinate myself because I'm gonna go take a nap before I go back in. So hot honey and lemon and a cough drop.
Okay. All right. Well, Ronz is toughing it out. He's pushing through. And we greatly appreciate it. I as an editor of sound, I greatly appreciate it. Great Slaptail Nation listeners around the world, this is what you've come to expect. Some nasty American slurping and slopping all the way through a podcast. Hopefully he mutes himself as much as humanly possible.
That sounds like a damn 80s porno.
Why are you taking it there?
Because that's what it sounds like.
I was also losing my voice recently. I'm not going to try to go into it too much because I'm writing a bit. But Ronz, I started. I told you on the last podcast I was losing my voice. Didn't I tell you that?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, I finally figured out why. If you'll notice, I am not losing my voice right now, and it is in the afternoon.
Yeah, and
usually
it cleared
by
up,
this time,
pretty quickly.
It's still not perfect. It's still not quite as deep as it normally is, and as loud, but it is greatly improved. But no, about 2 months ago, look at him. Look at that nasty hanky he's got. What's going on with that? Let's delve into this a little bit deeper. Tell us about your buddy there, your little hanky. What we got going on there, Ronz? What is that nastiness that you keep wiping your face with? Have you heard of tissues and hand sanitizer? Bagging up your tissues. Have you heard of those things? Did you inherit that from your grandfather? What is that you've got? What is it you've got there?
It's his pirate bandana.
Exactly.
It's my pirate bandana, arg.
He's going to wash it and put it right back on his head later. Oh, fucking nasty.
Yeah.
What is it that you're wiping? What are you wiping your face with over there? What is that?
Simple washcloth.
Ew. Like,
what's ew?
Who does that?
Haven't spewed into it.
You just use a washcloth to blow your nose?
I didn't blow my nose. I don't have a runny fucking nose.
What are you doing with it? Coughing into it and
he got the TB.
Putting some loogies in there.
That guy's got the TB. He's got the TB. Oh no. What are you doing with that? Why keep putting it on your face then? What are you doing with it?
I'm just so I don't spew anything on the mic.
Fucking nasty.
I'll tell you, you guys
fucking
are
beast.
Geniuses,
You're a beast. You nasty little beast.
You guys are a fucking joke today. Okay, I'll get it.
Oh, it's fucking gross. Look at him.
Thanks for
Look
that
at him.
content.
Look at him hawk right into that. Boy, I'm putting this on a video clip.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, look at him. Oh my gosh. This guy's almost pushing up daisies. Look at him.
There you go.
Stop. You're going to feel really bad.
Feel really bad what? When he dies?
When he gets,
we all die, Swan.
Right.
Eventually,
true.
we all die.
The thing is, he's probably going to have an open mic at my funeral for a podcast. It's like, now taking applications to fill the Ronz spot.
Well, we're not going to do an open mic at your funeral. That would be ridiculous. But we are going to treat it like, I'm going to ask if how long my set is going to be. Like,
yeah,
it's not a set; it's a eulogy. I'm like, no, is it 10? Is it 15? What are we talking here?
Where's the green room? What's in the green room?
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Ronz, are you going to have a coffin? Are you going to open casket? What are you doing there?
I haven't really thought about that.
You should. You really should. It's about that time. These are things that you really, really should be thinking about. Look at him.
What about you? What have you thought about it?
Freaking struggling. Looks like when you take the goldfish out, you transfer it from a cup to a bowl. That's what he looks like.
Flopping on the table.
And he's he's very white. And so when he starts the coffee, he gets that baby pink color.
Can you really tell what this color scheme going on?
He looks like the newborn hamster. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
Really?
Naked mole rat.
Naked mole rat.
Naked mole rat.
Oh, poor Ronz. All right, that's probably enough making fun of Ronz. We're like 15
I really haven't
minutes
thought
in.
about my funeral too much. What about you, B-Man? What do you got going on there?
Well, I'm not going to be there, so either I want to be liquefied or frozen and broken into
Wait a minute.
parts.
Yeah, we've discussed this before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't liquefy in Michigan yet, and I don't even know if they freeze people here. Worst case scenario, if I can't, I'm hoping within the next 20 years. What was that noise? Oh my God, this is disgusting. I might start to throw up internally. I don't know how much more of this I can take.
Don't make him laugh.
Making noises.
Don't make him laugh. He's also going to start farting.
He's just going to shit himself over there. This is some quality content. for you people that listen in France. And you're like, what the fuck are they talking about now? Oh my God. Seriously. I can't even ask the guy any questions without him, I don't know, expectorating sputum from his fucking nose and shit.
I'm not fucking got a runny nose.
No, it's just a
absurd
cough.
It's just
and a
dry.
voice.
It's dry voice.
It's
He's
a
got dry voice. Anyway,
All
back
right, all right.
Anyway,
all
back
right.
to my voice before we talk about how we want to dispose of our bodies. As I was
No, we were-
saying, yes, as I was saying, my voice has improved, and I realized why. It came to me. It was yesterday, right, Swan? Yesterday.
Yes. No, the day before, I think.
No.
Because you stopped.
No, it was yesterday that I realized.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yesterday I went to have a pulmonary function test done because I've been struggling with breathing after I got COVID, because I actually test myself because I believe COVID exists back in February when I got COVID. And I did okay when I had COVID. I was just really, really tired. I was super exhausted. I would work and then I would get off work and I would go right back to bed. And no, people, I was not spreading disease because I work from home. So no, I was not out and about. I did not go work at FedEx, take packages in the face and put packages in other people's face like somebody we know. But no, I was at home and I got a cough after I recovered from COVID. And then I had it for,
Months.
I don't know, like a month and a half or 2 months,
Yeah.
something like that. And thankfully, we had a sample of Trelegy, which I'm not going to go into that too much detail, but it's basically 3 medications. Used it for people with pretty advanced asthma, COPD. And I used that for a month and it cleared it up, which was good. And then it came back. I was getting wheezy. I was really having a hard time breathing when I exercised. My exercise tolerance was pretty bad. So I went and saw my doctor and he put me on the same damn thing. He put me on Trelegy. I'm like, this is way too much medicine. Let's back this off. We don't need that much medicine. So I talked to my VA doctor, a real cool guy. Sure he listens to this podcast. Probably not. Shout out to Dr. Little, though, just in
You
case.
probably should.
He really should. I think he'd enjoy it.
Probably should recommend it for him.
Yeah, I probably should. And so I took that medication and I felt much better. Much, much better. And that is also about the same time, Ronz, that I started to lose my voice. And
Have you put 2 and 2 together yet, Ronz?
Yeah, that equals 4.
Uh-huh. So why did the Beaveman lose his voice? This is a
Dry
detective.
environment.
Oh, no. Like, the picture was
very
painted.
very dry environment. That is why the Beaveman was losing his voice.
Hmm.
And I was doing open mics and everything too. And it was, I have recordings of me doing open mics and I can't hear myself that well. And I was really struggling to talk loud and it sounded very hoarse. And so, and this happened to me every morning. My voice was like it normally is. And then by noon, it was super light. You could barely hear me. And like I said, it didn't dawn on me till yesterday why I was losing my voice.
Well, because you just thought it was because you talk all day long.
Right. But it wasn't, Ronz. In case you hadn't noticed and didn't do the detective work, what also happened about 2 months ago?
He wasn't listening.
No,
He was too busy snorting.
He was too busy coughing.
no. He tried Trelemex or
Close
Trail Mix.
enough.
He
Trail mix.
tried that
He
new
tried
Trail Mix. And
Well,
that's
yes,
what happened.
Inhaling trail mix would indeed mess with your breathing and your voice. But no, 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago, I started the medication that my doctor put me on. And that's when I started to lose my voice. And one of the side effects of the medication that I was taking is dysphonia, which is an alteration in your voice without a medical cause. In other words, caused by medication.
Dun, dun,
Interesting.
dun.
Dun, dun. So, and the other side effect is hoarseness. And not hoarseness like galloping horse like Mr. Ed. Hoarseness like as in you have a hoarse voice.
You had both of those.
Yes. So,
Medication on pause.
medication on pause. And actually, I feel fine, though, too. So, I might be one of those people who gets asthma exacerbations and just needs that medication for a couple months and they can come off of it until it happens again, hopefully. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. But I'm glad that I got my voice. It's recovering. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. I would say it's a marked improvement from 2 days ago.
Do you want to tell us about your throat spray? I mean, because
Sounds great. I mean, But how many people self-diagnose and take themselves off medication when they shouldn't?
Lots of people, but most of the people who do that take themselves off medication that they definitely shouldn't take themselves off of.
I don't need that seizure medication anymore.
Yeah, seizure medication, depression medication, bipolar medication, schizophrenia medication for that, medication for high blood pressure. Yeah, I see that a lot. People take themselves off. I'm like, why'd you take yourself off that? Oh, because of this reason. I'm like, well, did you talk to your doctor before you did that? No, I just did it. Well, how you feel? Like shit. Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I'm also smart enough to know that should I actually develop any type of respiratory symptoms, that I will start it back up. But
And how many people think like that too? They're smart enough to.
well, I actually am smart enough to do that, and I actually can listen to my own lungs with my stethoscope. So
I feel like Ronz is backhandedly calling you stupid.
I feel like he thinks that I feel like COVID denier over there is trying to hint that I should not have taken myself off medication. Yet in the past,
Not at all.
Yet it is not
at all.
uncommon to take yourself off of those medications for somebody who has what we call mild intermittent asthma, which is what I typically have. In other words, I haven't had any problems with my asthma in like 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's okay for me to do that. I did that the last time they put me on it. With instructions last time also was that, well, if you feel better, you can always do what we call a drug holiday and not use your medication and see how you do, which is what I did. It is far more important for me to have my voice right now. I do not think that I'm going to have a problem, but we shall see.
Drug holiday?
Only time will tell.
That's what it's called.
It's called a drug holiday.
I've never heard of that term.
And why would you?
When's the last time you went to a doctor, Ronz?
Oh,
Exactly.
I think about
When he got
2
out of the
weeks ago.
military.
Oh, yeah, he went 2 weeks ago. What'd you go there? What'd you go to the doctor for?
I saw the Beaveman at the dojo.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Hey,
does it?
Yeah, by the way, this is an interesting question for you, Ronz.
Yeah.
Now, don't you have insurance? Don't you have medical insurance?
Yes, I do.
So then why do you pay for medical insurance if you don't use it? Just out of curiosity.
Why do you pay for car insurance when you don't get into an accident?
No, that's not the same thing.
Really?
No, totally
What's
not the
it
same
for?
thing. Totally not the same thing, because there's a difference. Whereas with nothing is covered with car insurance that is preventative, right? You only use car insurance if you're in an accident, but you still have to have it. It's a requirement, quote, a legal requirement. Whereas the difference is with medical insurance, you're paying for something that you can still use inexpensively every month if you need to.
For preventative maintenance.
Preventative stuff.
Oh,
You know, in other words, if you go to have your oil changed on your car or a service, it's going to cost, $80, whatever, however much it costs. That's not covered under your car insurance. However, going to see your provider or your doctor, your nurse practitioner, your PA is covered under your insurance. And instead of paying $200 for it, you pay your copay, which is $10, $20, $30. So, in other words, you're paying a ton of money for insurance every month, but you're actually not using your benefits.
And sometimes your wellness visits are 100%. You don't even have a copay.
Yeah, sometimes. I'm just saying in general, because I know Ronz is going to say, no, you have to pay for it. I was heading off that argument.
Yes.
So, Ronz, why aren't you doing your preventative stuff? What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Mentally, I don't know. Diagnosis is still out of that.
I mean, are you scared that you're going to go and they're going to tell you something's wrong with you? Is that why you don't go?
No. But I don't trust doctors because they all wear masks. They could be a supervillain.
Uh-huh.
They could.
Yeah.
So could I. And I don't wear a mask.
Even better.
And you are not a supervillain. So thank you.
How do you know? I could be the best supervillain ever.
The Beaveman is still alive. The Beaveman. Did you dye your hair, by the way?
So seriously, you're not going to answer that question? I feel like he's just scared to go, Swan. I feel like he's scared because they're going to do some tests on him and he thinks they're going to tell him there's something wrong.
No. I haven't needed to go to a doctor for whatever reason.
No,
I really
you don't-
haven't.
Have you had a colonoscopy?
Yeah, but that's the point. Is you don't go to the doctor because you need one. This is the mental problem with this is the This is the problem with medicine in America is everybody thinks you don't go to the doctor until you have a problem. That's definitely not what you do. What you do is screening in order to make sure that if there is something wrong, they catch it way ahead of time.
Like, you go get a baseline EKG and all the normal labs, and if they come back normal, that's great.
You do it next year.
So they can see trends. Or if you do get sick, they have a baseline of what your normal is. So that when you go and you have a problem, they're like, oh, well, 6 months ago he was fine, or 3 months ago he didn't have that. And oh, by the way, now he does. So we need to look at that. No?
Yeah.
Oh, understood.
Yeah, that's always one of those amusing arguments. Well, they're not amusing because you feel bad. Obviously, I don't want anybody to be sick, but when people are like, "Oh, I never go to the doctor because if I go to the doctor, he's going to tell me something's wrong." I'm like, "Yeah, if you're worried that there's something wrong, wouldn't you rather go to the doctor and have them tell you there's something wrong and see if there's a way to fix it? Or otherwise, you're just going to drop dead, and you didn't even try. Especially if it's something preventable. You're like, hey, don't you know the story of my father and colon cancer, Ronz? Don't you know that story?
I think you've told me. Refresh my memory, please.
Yeah, he didn't go get his screening colonoscopy, and I kept bugging him about it for years and years and years and years and years. And then he made it seem like he did go and things were fine. So I stopped bugging him about it. And then he ended up having like a hernia repair, and then they did CTs and stuff and found out he had colon cancer.
Like 10 years after the fact that he lied and said he had his colonoscopy done and really didn't. I guess he never really lied and said he did it. He just omitted that he didn't do it.
Yeah. And then when we found out about his colon cancer, I'm like, whoa, that's odd. I'm like, that's crazy. They didn't catch that on your colonoscopy. And then he said, oh, no, I didn't get one. Yet he made it seem like he did.
Yes.
Yeah. Good times. Yeah. Not a good plan.
No, I understand.
But I'm still not going to do it.
Yeah, what are you, like 8 years older than me?
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Actually,
you are, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're like 8 years older than me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're overdue, man. You really should at least get the colonoscopy, for God's sake. At least get your blood work done. What's wrong with you? You're pretty white. I mean, maybe you're anemic. You look anemic all the time.
Well, it's because, you work third shift. There's not a whole lot of sun at night.
No.
What does that have to do with anemia? I work third shift, so we have anemia. Third
Well,
shift.
I thought it was a vitamin D deficiency, iron deficiency.
What does that have to do with working third shift exactly?
Well, where do you get all vitamin D from?
What does vitamin D have to do with anemia?
Oh, I don't know. What the fuck do I know anyway?
That seems like the case. Exactly.
What was your hemoglobin when you donated your blood?
You
the other
donate
day?
blood, they tell you what it is.
Oh, I didn't. Not that day. No.
Well, the last
what's
time
wrong with him? He donates blood too much. Look at that.
I was just going there. Yeah.
Oh, I'll shut up then.
No,
Okay, so you didn't donate last time, but what was it the time before?
2? I don't know.
They wouldn't take your blood if it was 2. They tell you what it is. You don't pay attention?
No, they just told me it was good.
He's just there for the cookie.
I am. Oh.
Like, no, I don't need to know that
cookies
stuff.
Are great.
I don't need to know all that. Just give me the cookie, please.
Just take my blood and give me my cookie.
Well, the blood drive we go to, they feed you really good. So, a vegan chili, which is really good.
Why are you eating? What? Where you're going? Is there
They're
like
having a
potluck?
freaking potluck.
A fucking potluck where you get your blood drawn?
Yes.
Or at the at the blood drive, yeah. We go all out.
That is the most nasty shit I've ever heard. You guys are having a potluck where they're doing medical procedures.
You realize it's not in the same fucking room.
It's still fucking nasty. Where are you going that they're doing potlucks at a blood draw?
I'll just take my
It's not really a
pre-wrapped
potluck.
cookie.
It's like we've got a little craft service set up way in the back, away from everything. What the fuck? You're gonna make everybody. No. The Beaveman, come on. It's nothing like that.
Services at a blood draw. What kind of shit is this?
Well, no, it's for a blood drive, not a blood draw. Let's be serious. Let's not confuse the two.
Hey, what are they doing at a blood drive?
Oh,
Are they
they
not?
got part of it
Sorry,
sectioned off.
are they not drawing your blood, Ronz? Do they not?
Yeah, in a safe area. Have you ever been to the blood drive?
Have
Yes,
I ever been
I
to a
have.
blood drive? Of course
No,
I
no.
have.
I
The blood
have.
drive at the Southside
I
Dojo.
have.
I would never go to the blood drive at Southside Dojo if they're serving food.
They didn't serve food when I went.
It's fucking nasty.
I wouldn't
And
eat.
what's
Oh,
funny is
fuck
what's funny is
yeah.
Ron's acts like it's this giant building, like this big, huge space.
It is. It's
It's-
like 4 miles long, 3
literally-
miles
it's-
deep.
From wherever they're drawing blood to where their craft services are is less than
Yeah, you
20
gotta
feet.
take you gotta take like
Less than 20 feet. It's not
5
like where
miles.
you gotta.
You gotta take a
no.
tour bus back to the area.
It's not like it's a bunch of different
There's
rooms like
shuttle
at where
service.
they.
There's shuttle service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please enjoy this vegan chili. What the fuck is that?
So the Beaveman, why don't you give blood?
He does.
I do, but I'm not gonna give it where they're having a potluck.
So what do they give you afterwards? The juice cookies?
Pre-wrapped cookies and juice or
Where's this at?
crackers.
And where do they
Anywhere.
keep it? Right there.
They keep it sectioned off, and it's
Exactly.
pre-wrapped,
It's
not
already wrapped.
not
It's not
with a
open
double
food.
dipping potluck and spoon hanging out. Blech.
No wonder you get sick. You're sharing communal food.
Like the Rojo M&Ms.
fuck.
How many potlucks are you? How many potlucks have you frequented this year?
Oh, very few actually.
What's your go-to dish to bring?
It depends on the theme actually.
Nobody
really
asked-
does.
Okay, so what did you
what
take the
theme-
last
okay, what have
potluck?
what themes have you been to potluck wise?
Well, if they want dessert, it's a 3-minute fudge.
Well, what is it?
if-
I'm sorry. What is a 3-minute fudge?
It takes 3 minutes to make.
Okay, explain the 3-minute fudge. What is 3-minute?
It's a can of evaporated milk. Oh, I'm sorry, condensed milk.
It's evaporate.
Sweet.
I gotta evaporate this milk.
That is a thing.
I know. I gotta evaporate it real quick. Have you ever seen evaporated water?
It's just powder. Then you
Just-
just
just
add
add
water.
water.
You're dumb.
Explain 3-minute. I want to know what
All right,
3-minute
it's
fudge is.
It's a can of condensed milk.
I've
bag
never
and
been
a half
able.
of
I've never
chocolate
been
chips.
able to make 3 minutes. Never been able to make fudge in 3
And
minutes.
4 tablespoons of butter. All you do is you put it in the microwave for about 3 minutes, stir it up, put it into a grease sheet pan, right? You line it with grease paper. You pour it in and put it in the freezer, and then cut it up in chunks. That's it.
So this is
It-
the cheapest bastard.
No,
You think of anything cheaper than him bringing like a can of hash? Hey, you guys, I
No,
brought this can of
because
hash for.
believe it or not, that dish goes over so well. People love it, and they request it more often than you think. The second dish,
Well, one time as a request is more often than I would think. So it's probably not a great thing to say. They request it more often than you think. Well, I'm like, well, I don't think anybody requested. So anytime there's more than one request, I'm going to be.
you would be surprised. The other thing is, it's a stuffed baguette, and that's a little more complicated to make.
So hold on. Not only do you make fudge in 3 minutes, but
And
you
you s-
stuff baguettes.
Yes.
I do.
Okay.
What do you stuff it with?
What is a stuffed baguette?
It's stuffed with a spinach, artichoke, Parmesan cream cheese, garlic mixture, coated with on the outside garlic oil with Parmesan and garlic bits sprinkled on top, baked.
Mm. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it takes about maybe a half hour to an hour to make. And usually we make start out as 1, then it started out as 2. Now it's usually about 3 of them we make.
So you make 3 baguettes.
Yeah.
Now, how big? I'm confused. Or so these are like
Yeah,
really big
they're about
baguettes.
Like 12-inch Subway subs?
They're
a little
baguettes.
longer than that. A little longer than that. About 14.
So 14 inches. You make 3 of them. You chop them up. You cut them into sections.
Yeah.
Like 1-2 inch sections.
Yeah, you cut them up into you hollow them out. You make the stuff, then you stuff it in, and you cut it up into 4 sections. You bake it, and then it's easier to cut.
So you don't stuff an entire 14-inch thing. You stuff it.
No, you do. You hollow it out.
You stuff it all the way through a 14-inch section.
Yeah, you have to hollow it out first.
You got to hollow it out.
And then you can eat the inside.
Yeah. Now, how are you hollowing it out? I dare to. I shudder to
With a
ask.
knife.
You're hollowing it out. So you're coring it with a knife. You're cornholing it, if you will, with a knife.
With the broomstick.
I knew this was going there.
and then you stuff it.
Yes, we
with
do.
some sort of creamy mixture, is what you're
Cream
saying.
cheese, artichoke spinach mixture.
Canufluke sauce.
Some canufluke sauce. You should
And
drizzle.
that's garlic sauce.
You should bring canufluke sauce for dipping sauce for that.
Yeah, you should.
I usually bring garlic oil.
Wasn't
garlic oil.
canufluke sauce a garlic sauce?
That's a garlic sauce.
That's what I just
That would
said.
probably be really good on the stuff.
Wouldn't that be good?
No,
What do you
it's
mean,
more of
no?
a garlic oil.
Wait.
Have you tried it?
That's what I was just asking.
You should probably try it.
Why are you so resistant to having? Is it because it's two different nationalities? Whereas the baguette is more like
no.
French, and the canufluke sauce is Dutch. Is that the problem? You just don't. You
No,
don't,
I just
you don't
never
feel like
thought
the
of it.
Dutch. You don't feel like the Dutch will get
Now
along with
he's
the
gonna-
French.
Now he's gonna try it. Now he's like,
He's
I haven't
He's just
tried it.
arguing with me. He's like, "No, garlic oil is what we use." God damn it! I'm like, "Well, why
Yeah.
can't you? Why can't you
We make
use?
homemade garlic oil.
Why can't you use canufluke sauce?" Seems like reasonable.
Yeah, it could be. I guess if that's the route you want to go.
I mean, if you're going to cornhole a baguette and then stuff it, you should probably drizzle it with canufluke sauce. That's all I'm saying.
it's more of a cream sauce, but yes, I can see your point, but no, I don't think it would bake up right.
But you don't have to.
You dip
After
it
it's
afterwards.
baked, Ronz, then you dip it. You dip the
Or
baguette.
you
Why
drizzle
don't?
it.
I can't. What? Okay. What do you use canufluke sauce for? Do you dip? Do you drizzle?
It's
you
used in a
baste?
Mediterranean dish called a shashlik or a shawarma.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
and
then
it's really, really good.
okay, but you said you pour it all over Lee's famous chicken, also.
Well, that's about as close as I can get to the Mediterranean taste. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So Lee's chicken stole the Mediterranean taste. Like,
Wow.
Well,
Well, apparently the Dutch are big in the Mediterranean.
Ah.
I am so confused.
I mean, yeah.
by the
well,
use of
B-Man,
the
you lived in
canufluke sauce.
Germany for a while. What are tastes that are similar to the German food that you had over there?
I have not encountered anything similar.
So for me, living in the Netherlands for a while, the closest I got to their chicken was Lee's and the garlic sauce on it. That's about as close as I
Yeah,
can
I
get.
understood that, but where does Mediterranean come in? That was my point. I'm like, where does the Mediterranean part of it come in?
Oh, these guys were these little shops were from the Mediterranean areas, right? So whatever recipes they came over with, that's what they used.
So there was Mediterranean shops in the Netherlands, is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
Good
if
Lord,
I'm
I
right.
don't know what the fuck that was. That was fucking
That was-
nasty. That's
That
getting
was like
edited out.
Where you like
I'm about to throw up. I'm about to
I
blow
think that's
chunks.
where you like have like the throat thing, like where you're swallowing, you're like, like your esophagus makes that
This
noise.
motherfucker is making some of the nastiest fucking
I
noises.
didn't even realize I made a noise. I really
You didn't realize
You
that?
didn't hear
Oh,
that, didn't it?
No, I did
oh,
not.
It
good
sounded
Lord.
like it hurt. It was
I
like,
got the mic away from me too.
I can't even make that noise. It sounds like somebody strangled a bullfrog.
I think you have to keep it in. You're
No,
just gonna,
it's
that's
fucking
gonna
nasty.
be a sound clip.
There you go.
Oh.
There you
It's
go.
gonna be a
Oh my
sound clip.
gosh. I can't even. I can't.
Can you do
There
it
you
again,
go.
Ronz?
No, please don't.
I don't
Please
even know
don't.
what it
I have a
is.
strong stomach, but there's certain things, like, the sounds of bone splintering. I'm not a fan. That sound that Ron's made is also high on my list now.
There you go.
Oh man. That was not pleasant.
it was something
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Anyway,
carry on.
no, I don't even know if I can carry on now. I feel traumatized. I'm going to be honest. Oh my God, he fucking did it again. I swear to God, I am going to lose my shit. Oh my God, when like toddlers and preschoolers get the really thick yellow snot that just hangs out of their nose and then they blow snot bubbles?
Yes.
It's kind of like that, but 1,000 times worse. That's how bad it is.
Ron's did us a favor though. It is an audio podcast, so at least he's not blowing snot for us to see. He's making noise for you all to share.
We are going to have people who just
I tried to prevent myself from laughing out loud at your shit. So you stop bitching.
We're
And
gonna
it
have
didn't work.
we're gonna have listeners listen to this and
Yeah, you are.
fucking blow chunks.
I
Yeah,
bet
you are.
we should have Jumanji listen to it and see if he throws up. Because I think it could work. I think he could throw up from it.
Oh boy. Okay.
There you go.
Ronz, what are your Christmas plans? Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yes, I do. In fact, yes, I do.
So
And what do you do for Christmas?
I usually attend a mass in honor of somebody.
just a
and
random
then-
somebody or a certain somebody?
We won't know this year.
Oh.
We won't know. I won't go into details on that, but we won't know this year. And
Why is it always such a mystery?
I think that he thinks he's way more interesting than he actually.
no,
Like,
No.
like we like pick a card out and it's like this random person, or
Like every subject, he's like, "Oh, I
can't
it's
tell
not-
that
I can't divulge that information.
classified.
So it's way too personal."
it's not
But I
personal
will
at
make
all.
but I will make disgusting noises in the microphone if you guys.
I
don't mind.
will. I will.
What's
So-
really fun? Here's what's really interesting, Swan.
Well,
Yes.
what's really interesting?
Well, you're not Swan. Here's what's really
Oh.
interesting, Swan, is that Ronz thinks that if he can keep making those comments to us, that we'll still keep him on the show. For some reason, he thinks that not divulging anything is going to make him a more interesting character. But really, what it's going to be is when I ask him a question and he says stuff like that, I'm like, oh, this guy doesn't want to participate, so I'll just fire him.
The listeners want to know. They want to
No.
know. Yeah, they do. They
No.
they want to know what's going on in our lives. That's
Really.
why they listen.
Did you say lives?
Lives.
Lies.
I said
I feel like you
lives.
said lives.
No, I
Yes,
didn't.
you did.
No, I
I
didn't.
don't like lives.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Beaveman will
Anyway.
play the audio.
Yeah, go ahead. Play the audio. Anyway, so Ronz has a secret
then-
covert church service.
Yeah, well, and that's super cool. What else are you gonna do, Ronz? He probably has. Look at him. He's got conjunctivitis over there too.
Yeah.
He
Uh,
will if he doesn't already from rubbing that
Yeah.
dirty
Yeah.
snot rag on his
spend time
face.
with the family. Go see the lights outside. The Winchell neighborhood has candles all lit up through their on their sidewalk. It's really, really cool at night. I'll go see that. Walk downtown, Candy Cane Lane as they call it. See all the lights. All the stuff I don't get to enjoy. I'll get to enjoy that one time a year. So I'll go see it that year or that day. Maybe
Uh,
spend time with friends if we get the chance.
He's so busy, Swan. He has not enough time. There's just not enough
True.
time.
It's true.
Time's going by fast, especially the older you get. Time goes by much quicker.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
What about you two?
I actually don't know what we're gonna do this year.
Yeah, it's up in the air.
Up in the air.
Let's be just cryptic like
Fucking
Ron.
secret is just a giant secret. Giant secret. I feel like food will be eaten.
Uh-huh.
Drinks will be drunk in.
Drunken.
Oh, yeah.
Drinks will be drunken.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. I almost feel
So-
like I feel like after this show is over this weekend, you know what I do want to do, Swan?
What?
I want to watch every Harry Potter movie.
Mm,
Ooh.
that could be kind of fun.
Are
Baby
we
Swan.
starting for the Nick Cage marathon?
We got to find out what. Yeah, I would like to do that. Of course, we're not going to have you over because you're fucking.
Not until you're cootie free and COVID tested at the door.
Yeah, COVID
There you go.
times 2. You got to test twice. We got to find out when we can do that. Hopefully soon. We got to get at least one of them down. At least one or two. I would like to watch at least 2.
That'd be really cool.
I feel like we should make Baby Swan watch the Harry Potter movies with us. She says she doesn't like them, but I don't think she's actually ever really watched them. So,
Well, she hasn't read any of the books
no.
because she doesn't read.
It's
Which
true.
good luck in college. I don't understand how people can't enjoy reading.
Yeah.
It amazes me. Really does. All right. Well, anyway, moving on.
Anyways,
But yeah, Christmas probably gonna. I imagine we're just gonna be here. That is my guess. I know what I'm getting for Christmas though, so that's awesome.
because you bought it yourself.
'Cause I bought it myself.
What did you get yourself?
I got myself a really nice set of lightsabers.
Whoa.
I'm pretty excited about it. wrap that up for myself, put it under the tree.
It's always great to give yourself gifts.
Yeah, and then on Christmas Day, I'm gonna bust it out, put them together, and make Swan fight me.
Yes.
Yes, pretty excited. Very excited about
After
that.
you said you didn't want anything for yourself.
That's not what I said.
No, he didn't want
No,
any
that's not what I
gifts
said.
bought for him. There's a difference between not
So he
wanting
can buy
to get.
himself a gift. That's
Yes.
okay.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Yes.
That is the point. I buy myself what I want. Probably gonna get myself a dope tracksuit. I do that too. Yeah.
And what are you getting yourself, Swan?
I don't really have a want or a need right now, so I'm not sure yet.
Probably something lame.
Probably.
Something lame.
Probably. I might
Another
just.
freaking onesie or something stupid like that.
No, I already got a onesie. I had an elf onesie.
Get an
Alright.
elf onesie? That'd be kind of cool.
Elf. ELF.
Ah, hey, kill me.
Maybe I'll just go out and buy that new car for myself. for
You gotta
Christmas.
Oh, what
order
kind
it.
of car?
You gotta order it, Swan. You can't just go and buy one.
I can go order it for my Christmas present.
Better sell that hunk of junk you got first.
Right. Don't talk about it like that. No one's going to want to buy it if you tell everyone.
Well, I don't think anybody who's listening to this podcast is gonna buy your freaking Jeep anyway.
Maybe.
Well,
You
maybe.
never know.
I mean, it's not a
What
hunk of
kind of
junk.
car are
I
you
just
looking
think
at,
it is.
Swan?
I think I'm going to get a new Subaru. So-
Outback?
No, I'm going to get a WRX
So why are you giving up your Jeep?
because it's 10 years old and I want a new car and I've had it the longest. It's probably the longest vehicle I've ever owned. Or the vehicle I've owned the longest because I used to get a new car like every 2 years, sometimes more often than that. So I feel like I've done my time with this vehicle. And I want to get something new before it starts breaking and having problems and costing me money and pissing me off.
Yeah, I mean, and resale value on them is really good right now.
Yeah. I mean, I could turn around and sell it for a decent amount of money. It's got brand new tires and brand new brakes and all the maintenance has been done on it. So
So why not pass it down to the daughter?
because she has her own car.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
All right. What does she drive?
A Volt.
A Volt.
A Chevy Volt. Yes.
How many hamsters does that take to run?
It probably runs better than your car.
I don't know.
Hi-yo.
Hey-oh!
Hey-oh.
It won't break down in New York.
Yeah.
My car didn't break down into New
Oh.
York.
Oh, the 30-year-old car did.
My son's car did.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
A tough
It
trip
did.
to make with an older car for sure.
Yeah, it was. But you
Yeah.
know what? You learn from it. You learn from it.
Yep, you got to do those experiences.
Yes, you do. It's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, the whole it's a tough one to deal with for sure.
It was.
Well,
so what are you getting the
yeah, go
the
ahead.
children?
Go ahead. Nothing. I think we're gonna get them nothing.
Yeah. Big fat nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Show them the true meaning of Christmas.
No, I mean we're not gonna get them nothing, but we're not gonna get them like a bunch of stuff.
We
We're
don't
gonna ask them. We're
usually.
just gonna say, hey, what do you want? What do you want? Is there something that you need? We're not gonna focus on the whole gifting thing.
Baby Swan said she wants a pair of shoes. So she's going to get a pair of shoes.
Get a pair of shoes, a Coke, smile, shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There you go.
What about the boy?
I don't know. He hasn't really said. Underwear, I think he's getting underwear.
Yeah.
New
Underwear-
Spider-Man outfit?
Underwear and socks. That's what we're getting him.
The necessities
socks.
that you need as an adult
Yep.
that cost money and you hate spending on him, which used to be the greatest gift ever. If I actually got gifts, it was like toilet paper and toothpaste and stuff you really freaking need. Like that's a good gift. So
Wow. That is interesting.
yeah, because who wants to spend money on that? So if you just get it as a gift, it's actually a good gift. I think.
And who used to give you those gifts?
I don't want to talk about it.
See?
And
See?
they only gave them because they got them for freaking free.
Well, that is also true. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway.
Every time I hear the Swan story, makes my life a little bit more better because I don't feel so crappy anymore.
More better.
More better.
English is
Or
hard.
better.
More better. There we go. I speak English good.
Well, maybe it'll make your voice come back also.
I hope so one day.
Yeah. So Ronz, what is your opinion on how we're doing in the charts?
I saw that. My God. Oh, wow. I mean, from concept to what it is now, fucking astronomical. Congrats, Beaveman. Congrats.
What is the concept? What is that? What do you mean?
Well, I remember when you first had me on, and you asked me, where do you think I should take this? And you and I talked about this.
This
And
is
I'm like,
all
well,
fantasy, Swan. None of this actually
yeah.
occurred.
This isn't a real
No,
This is
none of
why
this
I
is
always
real.
ask him. I'm like, what is he talking about? He's always like, oh, I remember all your like, oh, concept plan. I'm like, I had a plan the entire time, but that's fine.
Well, I didn't realize you had a plan then. But I said, this is your baby. How do you want to take it? I'm on board wherever you want to go with it. And it just, it blew up. I mean, honestly, I do miss the Woodman. I really wish he would come back in.
He's
We realize
never
he can't.
been on a show. How
Well,
do you miss him? He's never been on a show.
that first time I met him, you know, we had you,
4
me.
years
You
ago.
developed a strong instant bond right
Well,
there.
yeah. I mean, honestly, when you
4 years
like when
ago,
you-
he meets Ricky, and he's like, "Oh man, I really wish he'd come back on." He's never been on the show. He was on the show one time back when it was Beaveman and the Doc, and that was it. That's it. He's never been on.
I always.
But
thought
by
he
the
was
way,
21.
Ricky, you could be on anytime you want. All you gotta do is just let me know.
Yeah.
But it's really grown in ways that I don't think any of us thought it would. I mean, the local following that we have, the festival going to Gay Pride, just
It is
the-
not gay pride. I don't know how many
Gay
times I
pride.
gotta tell you. It's just pride. Just say pride.
okay, whatever. But the way it's grown, the way you make it grown, being a part of it behind the scenes, it's fantastic. So
How are you a part of it behind the scenes if you are doing it? Isn't that the scene?
I'm always plugging you. Always.
I hope not.
I'm always plugging you from
No,
behind.
I really don't think you should. I really
Hey-o!
don't think you should. I think you should stick with cornholing your baguettes. I think you should probably do that instead.
There you go.
Anyway, good to know. I think that's a good time to wrap it up then. As I said, by the time this show comes out, our comedy show will already be over, so probably no point in plugging that one. Plugging it.
Yeah.
But I guess we could promote the next
I
one.
could mention the next one, which will be March 9th at 7:30 at Crawl Space Comedy Theater.
Yeah, that's going to be a good show. I'm building that show right now. Building it. We also have a show that's going to be May 4th. So if any of our listeners in the Michigan area know of any comedians who would love to do a show on May 4th, go ahead and message us. Send us an email, slaptailsquad@gmail.com. Message us on Facebook or Instagram. And if you're wondering why it's May 4th and why I'm specifically asking for comedians that day, any comedian that loves May 4th is going to know why I'm asking. And if you're just somebody who's like, oh, he's just asking for comedians to do a show on May 4th, you're not who I'm looking for.
If you know, you know.
If you know why,
You know.
then you might be the right choice.
Use the force.
Send us your clips, your show clips, to our email, slaptailsquad@gmail.com. Looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Ronz,
Yes.
we did go see a good show in Indiana. That was pretty good.
Oh, what'd you go see?
We went and saw Bobcat Goldthwait.
How was he?
He was funny.
He is
Mhm.
one of my favorite comedians.
Loved to see him. It was great. I wish I could have actually gone in and talked to him.
Did he do some of his old 1980s?
Wouldn't
90s
know
bit?
because I didn't see him do bits in the 80s and 90s. No, he did everything new.
You've never seen Police Academy?
Yeah, I've seen Police Academy. He's not
I
going to go up there.
remember-
He's not going to go up there and do Police Academy.
Well, I know that. I remember watching him do a
I think
benefit.
he literally just wants to ask you. He goes,
Did he?
No, he did not.
I remember watching him do a benefit on, I think it was on HBO for the homeless with Robin Williams, Billy Crystal, and Whoopi Goldberg. But he came out and he did it, and I was fucking rolling. It was great.
I wasn't even
So-
born then.
And then I've listened to him on NPR. He's quite the intelligent young man.
What? Young man, he's older than you are.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, we saw him, and we also saw Stephen Hofstetter, who was on before him. He was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then our good buddy Maxwell Tidy is the one who produced that show. So way to go, Maxwell. Hopefully, I'm sure you listen to the show, Maxwell. Maxwell will have already been on our show this weekend. The one that Ronz will not be attending because he's nasty gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, then. Well, that's it for me, then. The Beaveman. Shout outs, I guess. JD Hutchins, the Monsters Later, said he's going to do a scary Christmas show, maybe.
Sweet.
Ooh,
So that'll be cool.
sweet.
Looking forward to that. And to all of our listeners all over the world, once again, thank you for listening, for making sure that, at least, once or twice a month, we're getting into the charts in the top 300 for Apple Improv podcasts, which is good. And I just can't thank you guys enough for listening and putting us there, because we wouldn't get there without people listening. And it's great that you guys listen, but if you can also follow us and maybe do some really nice reviews on the podcast apps also, that would be good. That pushes us up higher in the algorithm so we can get, so that even more people will listen to us. Oh my fucking God, was that disgusting?
that was it
I was
again.
laughing.
That's
That was a
that's
laugh.
a
That
laugh.
sounds like a. Oh,
I'm telling you, that sounds like, it literally sounds like somebody taped a bullfrog's mouth shut and then squeezed it really hard. That was fucking nasty. Oh my God, was that nasty? Couldn't be coming at a better time. Boy, can you just keep doing
Thank
that
you,
nasty
listeners.
fucking shit.
Ron makes gross sounds for you.
This is what you listen to. Now
This is why you like-
we're probably gonna lose listeners now.
Don't unfollow
Or
us
we're going to
because
gain a
Ron's
lot
is
more
gross.
following.
I don't think we're gonna get a lot more following from your discussing. We might have
Me-
people making their own, like how they make songs out of weird clips. Oh, it's fucking gross.
Yeah.
Fucking gross. All right,
You
well,
gotta-
whatever.
You got to put that spin on it for gross. I'll tell you.
All right, well, that's it for me. I was trying to say something heartfelt until nastiness got involved.
Well, try again. I'll mute my mic.
Thank you, all of you, for listening and for getting us on the charts and for continuing to support us. Go ahead and email us. Reach out to us at slaptailsquad@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook at Slaptail Nation, Instagram, Slaptail Nation, Slaptail Squad. Follow us for shows and for our postings and for clips and for when the podcast comes out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. Adios, mooch fuckos.
Bye from the Swan.
Do you think he knows that he's
And
muted?
from
while
the
he's talking?
Ronz.
No.
Stay
Should we do it for
sane,
him?
motherfuckers.
Let's do it
It's
for
a
him.
crazy
Should we do it
fucking
for him?
world out there, and
Let's
it's
do it
gonna
for him.
get
No, I was
crazier.
gonna say-
Make sure that you donate blood and eat
Help the homeless.
and eat vegan
help
chili
the
at the
pet
same time.
population.
No, I was going to say,
Make sure you donate
thanks for
blood in one
everybody
hand.
supporting the Beaveman.
Donate one hand and have a
me
cooler in
and
the other.
Swan and Tremonda and Mike Teo. Thank you guys for supporting the podcast and all that. And to everybody out there,
So he's just going to say what I just said. Is that what he's
Yeah.
saying?
Basically.
That's what he's saying. He's just going to put the Ron spin on it and make some disgusting noise. Is
yeah,
that,
there
Can
you
you
go.
do that noise one more time?
is that the plan? Please
I
don't.
don't think he
No,
can do it
please
on
Don't.
purpose.
I haven't eaten, and I'm going
No,
I don't want to
Just
dry heave.
feel-
I
no,
don't
no,
know.
I won't. And to the Beaveman, and thanks for bringing me on. It's been a fun ride so far. Let's keep it going. And to everybody else out there, stay sane, motherfuckers. It's a crazy world out there.